Let me say something that might make you uncomfortable, but maybe that's exactly the point. There was a time on this earth when people didn't wake up and immediately check their reflection like it held the verdict on their worth. There was a time when mirrors were rare, when your face wasn't your currency, when your image wasn't your identity, when you couldn't hide behind angles, filters, or curated illusions. And do you know what people had back then that we are bleeding out today? Character. Because when you couldn't constantly see yourself, you had no choice but to be yourself. And more importantly, to be someone worth knowing. There was no endless retake, no delete button on how you showed up in the world, no soft lighting to blur out your intentions. People saw you through your actions, your consistency, your integrity, your impact. Not your highlight reel, not your carefully selected version of reality, not your thirst for validation disguised as confidence, but who you actually were when nobody was watching. And ironically, that's exactly when everybody was watching. Your reputation wasn't something you posted, it was something you earned or destroyed. If you acted like a fool, the community knew. If you were honorable, the community knew. If you were fake, selfish, shallow, it didn't get buried under likes, it followed you. It defined you, Shaw, and it forced you to either rise or be known for exactly what you were. Now look at us. We don't just look in mirrors, we live in them. If not a mirror, it's a front camera. If not a front camera, it's a post. If not a post, it's checking who validated the post. We have built an entire identity around being seen without asking if we are worth seeing. We spend hours adjusting the surface while neglecting the substance, perfecting the image while rotting the character, chasing approval from strangers while becoming strangers to ourselves. And the craziest part, we call it self-expression when it's actually self-erasure. Because the more you depend on how others see you, the less you actually know who you are. And deep down, you feel it. That quiet emptiness after the post, that anxiety waiting for validation, that subtle panic when the attention fades, that's not confidence, that's dependency. And a generation addicted to reflection will always struggle with identity. So maybe the answer isn't more confidence hacks, more affirmations, more angles, more filters. Maybe the answer is this: rip the mirrors off the walls, not literally, but mentally, spiritually, habitually. Stop asking, how do I look? And start asking, who am I becoming? Stop curating perception and start building substance. Stop performing and start living in a way that doesn't need an audience to matter. Because at the end of the day, when the screens go dark, when the noise dies down, when nobody is clapping, you are left with one thing and one thing only: your character. And no mirror on this planet can fix that for you. So less surface, more depth, less validation, more truth, less performance, more presence, because the world doesn't need another perfect image. It needs people who are actually real again.